Shalom, Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, the 144,000. Shalom. Back with just a quick lesson. And I'll title this one concerning women's health and safety. And this is just something that I've seen, what you see on the screen, this is just something that I've seen in the headlines. And this is off France 24 News, but there's a like it says as on the title, a global epidemic. You know, how do we end violence against women? And you know, throughout the world right now, there's a huge uptick, uprise on violence against women. You know, sexually, violently. You know, this is a major concern right now. And, you know, right here in the U.S., I was looking at something earlier and they said that, over 70 women here in the U.S., get shot and killed and die from gun violence a month. Over 70 women get shot and killed here in the U.S., Babylon, and die by gun violence each month. You see? And you also have a huge maternal, there's a huge maternal issue too that's been tripled, and they were saying, over 300,000 women die each year from those maternal deaths. And then this system is breaking down. This system is collapsing here in the U.S. and around the world, man. There's civil, as we can see, there's civil unrest that's unfolding, that's coming, civil war. The Great Tribulation, that is going to be worldwide, is a time of violence. A time of violence like the world has never seen before. And, you women and, the young children, they're going to be very vulnerable, and the elderly that are, that you're going to be very vulnerable. But right now there's a huge rise and an uptick with all this violence on women down there in Mexico. You got down there in Sudan. Just different places around the globe, man, where women they're being put to death. But we know this is the Lord, man, because we know ultimately in this place, the U.S., because the Lord, he has set up a heavenly order that the woman, Salakia, that the man rules over the woman. See? That the husband, the man, rules over his woman, and the son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, he rules over man. And then the Father, YAHAWAH, the Most High, rules over the Son, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. That's the order. It's never changed, and it's going to stay that way. But we know, the world is just, they don't follow the Lord's, ways. They don't keep his commandments. And we know in this place, the U.S., Babylon, the roles are totally reversed, where the woman rules over the man. And, it's totally out of order, man. But the Lord is getting ready to shake things up. He's totally getting ready to shake things up. Now, these governments are collapsing, but right here on the soils of the U.S., you have a police shortage all across the nation. Last year down there in Louisiana, the governor of Louisiana had to file a state of emergency because of the lack of police. That these police forces are having a tough time recruiting and getting the staff together. And then you see with the dispatch, the 911, the dispatcher, there's a huge staff shortage with that. And these things are getting worse. Because we're coming into that time of that Jacob's trouble, where total lawlessness. There ain't going to be no calling the police. Phone lines disconnected, police departments burned down because of all the civil unrest that's coming. See, all the civil unrest that's coming. So, but, there's been a huge uptick on women violence. Let me go here. Let me go here. This is Isaiah. Let me go to Isaiah. This is Isaiah. Isaiah 32 and 2, and it reads, it says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind. What is that wind? That wind is that destruction. You have the nuclear destruction. You have the civil unrest. The famine, cannibalism. You have all the pestilence. You have all this destruction that's coming to nation to nation, state to state, city to city. It says a man, not a woman, a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind. And what man? Ultimately, an elect, man out of the Lord's people. Because the Lord has a particular, men, starting with his, the prophets. You women that have a good, decent man right now, you better try to hold on to him. He may not be an elect, but for your own safety and protection, that's only going to go so far. But to be guided and protected in this end, what the Lord is bringing, you gonna need an elect Hebrew Israelite man, just like when Noah, Noah had his family, his wife and children, and they, Noah's during the flood, Noah was an elect man, and his family was saved through him. Noah wasn't saved through his family. His family was saved. His wife and children were saved through him. See, it's going to be the same thing in this end. But it says, and a man shall be a hiding place, shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a cover from the tempest. And a cover from the tempest, and rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Right? These are just symbolic to, being in a hot, dry desert, and you being thirsty and hungry and hot, and you might come across a nice cold river of or a lake of water, man, and a big rock where you can get some shade. This is all symbolic to how the Lord's elect man is going to be. They're going to be a place of shelter. They're going to be a place of refuge. It's going to be divine protection in this end amongst the Lord's elect men. You see? It says, let me go here. It says, let me hop over. It says, Isaiah 32 and 9, it says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. It says 10, many days and years ye shall be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. 11, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled. Ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. See? So we're coming into that time of that great tribulation, and you're gonna have a lot of big. Barbaric, you got some wicked men out here, man. I know here in the U.S., the U.S. has the most serial killers in the world. The most serial killers in the whole world, the U.S., America. But, you got blackouts, power outages, you got all of this stuff that's coming. Sedition amongst men. People are going to be going up into people's homes and taking, groups, these militia and rebel groups and things like that. These street gangs. When you can't call the police, you can't call the sheriff. When it's just man on man out here, they're going to be going up in people's homes and taking what they want. These gangs and militia groups, these hate groups. And you going, that gun is only going to take you so far. But it's going to get nasty out here. But right now, there's definitely a major uproar on violence against women. This is why you women, the Lord told you, tremble you women that are at ease. We know a lot of you American women are just at ease. You don't got a care in the world. You ain't worried about nothing. You got your job, paying your bills, still going to Sarah and Shay Shay's birthday parties, and getting ready for the 4th of July. All of that. You're not worried about nothing, but you got a lot of arrogant, nagging women. Very disrespectful. But there's a great humbling coming, man, to you women. There is a huge, big, gigantic humbling like never before that's coming to you women, man, that through the Spirit of the Lord. Shalom.